We now have great pleasure in requesting Mr. Sushil Kumar to come and give us this keynote address and presentation. A few words of introduction about him. I know him for a few years, and while he is DDG IoT in his official capacity, even otherwise, I think he is probably the last word in technology and standards for IoT. We have been interacting with him from Institution of Engineering and Technology also. He has participated in our events and conferences. He has been a very big source of direction and help for all of us. He is an engineer from Roorkee, did his communications engineering and masters in computer science and technology, and is an 87 ITS officer. He has worked in planning, project implementation, fixed mobile, electrical, optical fiber, etc., and has headed a number of districts and business units in DOT and BSNL for over 22 years. Since July 13, he is working as DDG in M2M IoT in TEC DOT. He is actively involved in ITU, in study groups and working groups, has made more than many contributions. I think 20, 30 contributions he must have made there. So we have great pleasure, we are privileged to listen to him. I welcome him to give his presentation.
Good morning. Respected session chair, member services, Mr. TV Ramachandran ji, prominent personality from the industry, and my friends on the dais, distinguished audience. It's my pleasure and honor to be here to share my views on Internet of Things and smart cities. I am really thankful to ITI and especially Mr. Agarwal to give me an opportunity to speak here. IoT, as already said, it is one of the most innovative technology across the globe as on date. And how we can improve the quality of life of the common citizen across the country by using the technology. So, my main point of discussion will be on this. If we see, we are with a population of around 1.3 billion, and around 32% are living in the cities, 68% they are in the rural areas. There is a lot of challenges in the cities like transportation, congested roads, there is a lot of migration from rural to urban areas. There is a problem of pollution due to congestion. There is crime in the cities, power issues, drinking water, there is a lot of flood, but there is a shortage of drinking water. We are having an RW figure around 40 to 65%, whereas in Singapore it is only 5%, less than 5%, and in USA it is 12 to 15%. How we can use the technology in resolving all these issues? We have to create the smart infrastructure in all these domains like automotive sector. We have to create city surveillance, waste management, water management, power, and in the health domain. Then we have to have the integrated command and control centers. And all these, in any smart city, if the smart city is coming with all the verticals, then they have to make all these smarts. Recently I was in the POC in Agra, and they have taken most of the verticals for implementation. We have to use the IoT technology to make the verticals smart, and these the data will come in real time, and that data may be used to create intelligence for planning and operational activities. This is basically a pictorial view of the Internet of Things, like quality, privacy, affordability, and all these policy issues, and these standards based technology can be used. ITU has formed a study group in 2015, and ITU is the body of the United Nations, and whatever standards and technology is adopted there is approved and consented there, it is generally adopted across the globe. These are some of the these applications. There may be large number of verticals and large number of applications in the IoT domain, covering smart city, intelligent transport system, safety and surveillance in the smart city. As already told, all these verticals will become the pillar of the smart cities. And healthcare, smart homes, financial, water management, agriculture, and we should know that we have to create the smart villages also if we want to keep the smart cities intact. Earlier people used to think that every device will be connected on SIM, but it is not like that. Only as per the projections by the Mobile World, Ericsson in Mobile World Congress in 2016, only 2% of the devices will be connected on SIM globally. It means if 50 billion devices comes, the only 1 billion will be on SIM and remaining will be on other technologies. In India, this figure may be around 15 to 20%. And it all depends upon the development of the ecosystem in the cellular as well as non-cellular domain. These are, I've taken this picture from the Keysight Technologies document, and various communication technologies which will be used in the IoT domain. It will have this low power wireless communication technologies, cellular, satellite, and this low LPWAN technologies. In LPWAN, the cellular and non-cellular both will be used. In non-cellular, LoRa and Sigfox technology, they have come, and in India, Tata Communication is already deploying network across the country. They have already deployed in more than 40 cities. And in the cellular domain, this EC, GSM, NB-IoT and CAT-M technology have already come. And Reliance Jio, Airtel and Vodafone are already deploying these technologies for connecting the devices. 5G will be the ultimate technology. We have to have the addressing, and IPv6 will be required at the device and the gateway levels. However, the TSP network are already dual stack. A smartphone that will work as a smart device, and a number of devices can be connected to the back side of the smartphones. Wireless spectrum, we are having only 2 megahertz spectrum at present in the D-license band, 865 to 867 megahertz. DOT is already considering to de-license more spectrum for this band, because the devices will be made for a period of 10 to 15 years. Cloud will be one of the item, and embedded SIM, it is a new item. Embedded SIM, the M2M SIM, it will be a game changer in the IoT domain, and it can have the subscription of more than one operator up to 4 or 5 operator. Even the SIM are coming with which can have the subscription of around 10 operators also. It will be used in the vehicle VTS devices. Ministry of Road Transport and Highways already mandated this embedded SIM. And it can tolerate temperature from minus 45 to 125 degrees centigrade, and it will be used in the automotive as well as the industrial sector. We have to develop the ecosystem for this. It will be having two important components, SMDP and SMSR. SMDP, in my opinion, should be placed within the country. SMSR maybe with the M2M service provider like your Mercedes or Tata Motors, they may have the SMSR. China has already, I've read one document in which China has mandated that the SMDP should be located within China. This LPWAN technology I have already discussed, LoRa and Sigfox, they can transmit very small data and for a long distance. And in cellular as well as in non-cellular domain, both the technology exists. This is a heterogeneous network where the IP and non-IP devices will be connected with the IP network, and the gateway should be IP, and behind to gateway there may be legacy devices which may be the non-IP devices. This 5G technology, already know we are having 2 lakhs in IoT domain, and 5G can never be successful if it is not used in the IoT in the cross vertical domains. These are some of the challenges. This slide has been taken from the ITU document. This is the technology and policy related challenges. On the technology part, TEC is working and giving this work items to DOT for making the policies on that. We are working with the international bodies as well as in India with TSDSI and BIS. We have already released 11 technical reports that in TEC, and a number of work items have come from this, and some of them have been mandated by DOT, and on some of them the work is already going on there. If we see this common service layer, this is the diagram of the common service layer, which is very, very important, and it is required in the platform level. And there is a proprietary platforms are coming in the country, and we should have common service layer in the platform, because the data should be shared across vertical as well as across the platforms. If the data is not shared, then no real smartness can come. We are working, we have submitted a large number of use cases in ITU, and these use cases are for the future. And ITI can take a leverage for working on these use cases for developing devices, working on software, and placing them in the data center. This is one of the architecture which can be used by the in the country for providing rural health services. This has been approved by the ITU, and ASHA worker, even the ASHA worker using the laptop and these wearable devices, and laptop may have this biometric and the vital parameters from the any person can be fed in the taken and transmitted to the cloud, where the doctor sitting in the urban area can check and give advice for the rural people on their smartphones. This is the slide for the in our technical reports. This for the smart living and smart homes, smart lighting projects. A number of semiconductor companies, they have developed prototypes. ITI can take the leverage and developing these devices and for the country. Basically it is from the from an international document, and this is how the power sector can be made smart by using the IoT technologies, from the generation to transmission to distribution. And ITI has already taken a tender for the electric meters, and probably they can develop the SCADA also, and they can expand their domain in various items in the power sector. This is solar smart street light solutions, and probably any company who is manufacturing the lights, they can develop the smart street lights, taking these prototypes from the semiconductor companies. This is the industrial IoT. Industrial IoT, IoT will be quite useful in making the platform, connecting the machines through sensors, taking the data from sensors and integrating with the ERP, supply chain management system, and your this point of sales. Point of sales, it is very important, and industrial IoT will revolutionize the industry domain. This is solid waste management, and this is very important. This solid waste management has been done very beautifully in Jabalpur, and most of the smart cities are having the solid waste management program in their RFPs for the smart cities, and even in Agra they were also having. And I think this is one of the items, the QR code, this RFID reader and vehicle location tracking devices can be manufactured here and maybe provided across the country. This is for the soil testing device. Soil parameters, a number of devices can be developed. R&D can be made here, and soil testing devices can be provided on any communication technologies, providing pH, primary, secondary and tertiary nutrients of the soil. This is from the National Emergency Response System, which was approved by the Government of India after Nirbhaya Kand in 2012. And this how IoT can be used, the women safety device can be developed, and if suppose there is some kidnapping and other things, then the device can be pressed, the sensor will get activated, and will transmit the lat long and the alerts to the police as well as to the relatives of the woman. Now this bus architecture has already been developed, and government has already mandated, even MORTH has issued a specification to make the smart buses having this CCTV camera, panic button and vehicle location tracking device using embedded SIM. I think the vehicle location tracking device with embedded SIM can be developed in ITI and can be provided through BSNL and MTNL. This connected vehicle scenario, that is very, very important, and in future all the vehicles will come as a connected vehicles. The vehicle location tracking device will remain for the entire period life cycle of the vehicle. And this recharge will also be made by the vehicle manufacturer. And these, whether it is Tata Motor, Mercedes or the Ashok Leyland, they have made big data centers for creating data. Data will be a big mine, it will be oil, and they will be trying to earn the money from this. And anyone who is having, who will be having the data, that will have a value. These sensors placing the in the car or any high-end vehicles, they will their data can be monitored by the vehicle manufacturer, whether any manufacturing defect is being generated. This owner of the vehicle can also monitor, and even the government can monitor the vehicle, whether any criminal activity, in the case of criminal activity, is there. This is the e-call which will come in future. If suppose a vehicle get crashed, how the action, prompt actions should be initiated automatically. All these pictures and these use cases are available in our technical reports released in TEC, and interested people may go through this and they can develop the use case. This is for the vehicle-to-vehicle communication if the, on DSRC technology, and this technology is already being used in the USA, USA, Europe, Singapore, Japan, Korea, and recently adopted in Australia. Niti Aayog has already formed a committee to finalize the this technology for the intelligent transport system, and in that committee, on behalf of DOT, myself and some of my friends are also the member there. This will be the basic future of the intelligent transport system and the connected vehicle scenario, where there will be a number of technologies like DSRC, vehicle to cellular, and Wi-Fi, LTE, 2G, 3G, and all will be communicating data with each other. This is one of the slide how the smart city will look like, where we will be having the various verticals and the integrated command and control center. And from this, we can create the smart cities, but we should have common service layer in the platform, so that the smart cities should be for the future. Actually, what the people are doing, generally the RFP which is being floated, sometimes the people are not having the knowledge and they are placing the DR and DC at the common place, which is totally wrong, and it will be better if the DR is placed at some location than this DC. DC is placed at some location, DR should be placed in the other seismic zone. IoT will add a lot of value on either in reducing the crime. If we connect all the vehicles and issue a mandate that all the vehicles will be the connected vehicles, then the crime more than 90% will get reduced. This is one survey was done, and in that survey Barcelona scored high on the environment in smart parking, Singapore came in intelligent transport system, and New York City scored high on smart street lighting, and London scored on high on open data. We hope, let us hope in future, in the next 10 years, some of our Indian cities will also be scored like this. Okay, IoT is a disruptive technology, and it will create a smart infrastructure and will improve the quality of life. Thank you very much for listening.